Here is Algebra 2, Tuesday, December 3rd, homework, section 6.2. We are multiplying radicals, and you want to make sure before you multiply that you have the same index. And if you do, then you can obviously multiply them and make sure that you simplify all answers. So for number 10, you have the square root of 8 times the square root of 32. So I would break this up, square root of 8. We have 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And 32 is 2 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16, 32. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16 times 2 is 32. So what we're going to do is we're looking for two of a kind because it's square root. So we have one set of 2's, 2 sets of 2's, 3 sets of 2's, and we have 4 sets of 2's. So 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. So the answer is 16. Number 11. Cube root and cube root, so we can do this. The cube root, we've got a 4, which is 2 times 2, and 16 is 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. We're looking for 3 of a kind. Well, there's 3 2's right there, and then we have another 3 2's right here. So 2 times 2, the answer is 4. Number 12. We've got the cube root, and we've got a negative number here, so the answer is going to come out negative something, negative whatever. We've got a negative 1 here. Don't try and make this negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. Don't do that. So what you're going to do is make this 3 times 3 is 9. And 81, just think of this as a positive 81. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 and times 3. Don't make this 4 negative 3's because 4 negative 3's would be a positive 81. So we're looking for 3 sets, three sets of the same number. So we have 3 3's here and 3 here. So the answer is 3 times 3 is 9, so it's going to be negative 9. Next. 4th root of 8 times the cube root of 32 can't be done because these have different indexes. 4th root and 3rd root, can't do it. This one can't be done because you can't take the square root of a negative number. We said that we are not using imaginary numbers, so we can't do this one either. We are not using, you can't take the square root of a negative number. And this one, we've got, we're going to do the cube root and the cube root. We've got negative 5, and this one is going to be, we're going to take, let's look at this as, let's multiply these two numbers together. We're going to get negative 5 times negative 25 is negative 125. Positive 125. And 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, so the answer is 5. We have 3 5's. Okay, next set of problems for homework. Number 19. You are asking for the square root of 20x cubed. So we're going to break 20 up. 4 times 5 is 20, and we have 3 x's. So we're looking for 2 of a kind. So we have 2 2's and 2 x's, so it's 2x. That's going to come out. And what stays is going to be a 5 and an x. Number 20. Cube root 81x cubed. 81 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and we have 3 x's. So this 3 comes out, and the x comes out. So this 3 comes out, and this x comes out. This 3 stays, so we have times the cube root of 3. So the answer is 3x times the cube root of 3. 21. 2 times 5 times 5 is 50, and then we have 5 x's. Take out a 5 and a couple of x's. So the answer is 5x squared, and we're left with 2x. This and this do not have a pair. So 5x squared come out, 5x squared come out, and 2x stays. Number 22, we're looking for cube root. Cube root, 32 is 2, times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 32. And then we have 5 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for 3 of a kind. There's 3, and there's 3. So you take the 2 and the a out, and what's left is the cube root of 4a squared. Now another way you can look at this, like I had said prior, if you don't want to write these out, the a to you can write this a as the 5/3 power. That's the numerator and that's the denominator. Turn this into a mixed number. This is going to be 1 2/3. The 1 is how many full letters come out, so a to the first power. The fractional part is what stays, so a squared, and the denominator is your index. $54, so we can do this. 54 is 2. So if you look at 54, make a tree. 2 times 27 is 54. And 27 is 3 times 9 and 3 times 3. So we've got 3 3s. And the 2 is going to stay. So the 3 comes out. The 3 comes out. But the 2 stays. Three comes out, 2 stays. Now we've got 10 y's. So if you look, I'm not going to write 10 y's out, so I'm going to write y to the 10/3. If I convert this to a mixed number, this is 3 1/3. So I've got y to the 3rd outside, y cubed, and then there's 1 y fraction left inside. Now if you want to write, picture in your head 10 y's in a row. You've got 3 sets of y's and 1 remaining. So this is your answer right here. And the last one, square root 2 times 100, whoops, too many zeros. 2 times 100, and 100 is 10 times 10. So we've got a perfect square there. So this is 10 root 2. And you've got 6 over 2. So a to the 6 over 2, which is 3. So you've got a to the 3rd. Done. Last 6 problems. Bases are, indexes are the same. Same thing. 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. We're looking for 3 of a kind. There's 3 of them. So the answer is 2 times the cube root of, we got to put these 3 together. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. Next, square root. We've got 2 times 2 times 2. I'm doing the numbers first. And 40 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And then 2 times 5. So 4 times 10 is 40. So we're looking for 2 of a kind. There's one, and there's another, and there's another. So 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. We've got an 8 outside. What's going to stay as far as the numbers is a 5. And then we've got 7 y's, y to the 7th power. 5 and 2 is 7. But we've got the square root. So if you convert this to y to the 7 halves, 2 goes into 7 3 times. You got 3 1/2. So it's y cubed with 1 left over. Next one. We've got 8 here. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And we've got a 3 here. So we're going to take a 2 out. And 6 stays. And we've got 6 x's. And we got the square root of it. So 6 over 2, which is 3, x cubed. $31. Okay, right now we've got a 4 and a 5 outside. We're going to take these and multiply them. We've got 20. Let's cross those out, 20. Now, right now we've got a 2 here and a 6. So 2, and then we've got a 2 times 3. I'm going to pair these 2's up and merge it with this 20. So this 2 comes out here, so I really have 40. Done with the 2's. I'm going to leave a little bit of space here and put a 3 here because that 3 has nothing, no partner. Now look at your x's. You've got 2 x's, so I can just pull out both of them and put a 1x. And I've got 2 y's here, so I'm just going to pull them both out and make 1 y. So that's your answer. 32. I'm going to take the 3 and the 2 and multiply them. I get 6. Okay, now I've got the cube root. I'm looking for 3 of a kind. I've got a 5 here. And 50 is 5 times 10. So 5 times 10 is 50. So I've got 3 5's here. So I'm going to take these 3 5's out and multiply it by this, and I've got, so 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm done with these 5's, but I still have the cube root of 2 left. Now check out I only have y's left. I have y to the 7th power. Y to the 7th power. Y to the 7th power. So I have the cube root of y to the 7th. So this is going to be y to the 7/3, which is 3 goes into 7, 2, so that's 6 and 1/3. So let's check this out. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 and 1 is 7. So this is going to be y squared with 1 left over. And 1 more and I'm done. So 2 times -1 is -2. So these are done. So we've got they're both cube root. So 2 and we've got 15. Well, 15 is 3 times 5. So there's nothing that's going to come out. So 15 times 2 is 30. So we're just going to put those together. Cube root of 30. And we've got x's. We've got 2 and 5, which is 7. So we've got the cube root of x to the 7th. So that is 7/3, which is 3 goes into 7, 2 times 2 and 1/3. So it's going to be x squared with 1 y left, or 1 x left. And then we've got y squared and 1 y, so that's 3 y, so 1 y comes out. We are done.